Hunnies, welcome to the PodCass. I'm in a really great mood. I'm in a 10 out of 10 mood. I'm ready to share some stories. I don't have a cough. I'm fucking healthy and hot, and my brain is fucking good, and I feel amazing. Say yes to everything. Fucking live your dreams, boys. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. I'm having a great day. I'm not worried about fucking anything. I'm fucking ready for life. I feel so good about it. I stink. I smell so bad. My armpit smells so bad. I'm not even on that natural deodorant anymore. I just smell bad when I get nervous. Nervous stink is like a whole different kind of stink.
A nervous stank.
Yeah. Anytime I get super nervous or anxious, I just start to fucking smell like a sewage drain. But that's not me, baby. That's not me. I never felt anxiety in my life. I'm on top of the world. I've been eating a keto diet. I've been eating steak. I've been getting a protein. I can get fibrous tissue. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel good. I'm getting tendons and feet and broth. I've been taking animals apart with my teeth. And it's been fucking sick. I'm thriving off of things that are dead. And it's awesome. And I love it. And it's making me so happy. Today I had a fucking salad, so don't forget about vegetables. I'll crucify those bitches too. Fucking take them down. You thought you were growing out of the ground? Nah, bitch, you're my stomach, whore. I love to consume. I'm in my luteal phase. What could happen? Who knows? My Lucifer phase. My
little Satan.
My little gremlin phase. I remember a few days ago I was like, wow, I feel like now that I'm not eating sugar, my hormones feel so much more balanced. And then you have a bad fucking day in your head and you're like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck of your hormones, you stupid bitch? You stupid dumb bitch. You're going to be sad anyway. You're just going to be a little, I'm so sad. No one cares.
Get over
it. Figure it out. No one paid to listen to this. Actually, it's free to listen. So, but it's not free for us to put up. We got ourselves on Apple Podcasts and it's costing us money.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It's costing us money to make this fucking thing now. So better be good. I better do a good job. I better be really, really good. Really interesting, really funny. I have really good advice. Interesting stuff to say. It's coming. Don't worry. My brain is not broken. I'm manifesting right now. My brain is in full form. It's not plagued with intrusive thought. It is not in a spiral of looking up crazy shit on the internet to scare myself more. I actually feel completely sane and normal. Pretty much 100%, 1,000% of the time. Pretty much all the time. I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so cute. I feel so happy. I just go out into the world and I say cheese. I am not vitamin D deficient. I've been taking it every day and it's not been working, I don't think.
I think it worked.
For what?
You said you're not feeling any of these things.
That was a lie.
Oh, you were lying the whole time?
Whoa, mic drop, bomb drop. Bow, 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 bow. Is this interesting content? That I fucking faked. That I faked everyone out. I was lying the whole time. Keeping it all inside my fucking twisted mind.
I've been bad the whole time.
I mean, it's crazy in here. It's crazy. It's crazy. I actually do kind of like that we've gotten to a point where it's like embarrassing to admit if you're normal at something. You know? Like it's kind of funny. If someone doesn't have anxiety, I remember that. My ex-girlfriend was like, I don't suffer from anxiety, but I'm very sympathetic to people who do. And I was like, that's fucking wild. I thought that was so brave for some reason to admit that you don't have anxiety. Because it's true. Because I told my other friend who has anxiety, I told her about that. I was like, yeah, my girlfriend was like really supportive. She's like, oh yeah, I don't suffer from anxieties, but I'm very sympathetic to people who do. And she was like, she doesn't suffer from anxiety. Must be nice. Must be nice to have a normal brain. Fucking easy, bitch. I don't respect you at all. It's like people actually don't respect you if you don't have anxiety. People will be like, oh yeah, so you have no idea the dungeon I'm in, the prison in my brain. But that was also, I remember when I was a kid and I really wanted to get my period because it was like late. It was starting to get late where like all the other girls had got it and I didn't have it. And then the girls who had it would be like, you don't want it. You don't want it. It sucks. But then they'd all be off in the corner being like, yeah, so do you have a tampon? Yeah, totally. I need it. It's like really, it's like crazy. It's my first day of it. So it's like really heavy and like, I'm so annoyed. I'm like breaking out. Like, and it's like if everyone's doing something, you just want to do. I remember being so jealous, and they'd be like, "You don't even worry, you don't want it. It's so much better not to be a woman and not to have it. You little girl, go back over there with your training bra and your no tits. You're gonna get it soon enough, and you're not gonna like even the older women would be like, you're gonna have it soon enough, and you're gonna wish you didn't. I've never once wish I didn't. It sucks and I don't always like enjoy the experience. But if I was the only woman at 30 years old who didn't have my fucking period, I'd be like, what the fuck? Everyone else gets an excuse for their phases and I'm just over here just like, I don't know what, missing a uterus and I'm just not getting periods. I would fucking hate it. And everyone was like, you wish you never had it. It's like the 14-year-old girls all of a sudden were like haggard and smoking. They're like, it's a fucking long road, baby. You don't want this. I was like, yes, I do. It's the same thing with anxiety. And everyone wants a new mental health issue. Everyone's excited about it. Oh, I just got diagnosed. I just got diagnosed. Shut up.
It's like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, I've been diagnosed. Nothing happens. It's only nice if you don't know what's happening. Because, well, I remember when I got diagnosed with OCD, that was actually really nice because I was having like terrible, horrible, intrusive thoughts daily and thought I was going to hurt or had hurt people in my life and my family. I was having really disgusting, disturbing thoughts. I was having trouble recalling memory. I was making up false memories. I was like, just everything was going wrong. And it was all centered around probably like the worst things that you could ever think of, that you could like just the worst sludge of humanity and the human brain. And I just was like, that's me. That's all I can think about. So that must be it. I must be a horrible person. And I didn't think I had OCD because I thought OCD was when you just like things straight, because everyone's like, oh, I'm so OCD. Like people use it as a verb to kind of mean that they like their pens straight or that they like organization or that they, you know, need to double check that their oven's off. But everyone does that, and that's actually called OCPD, I think. It's like obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which sounds like it would be the more intense one. It sounds like it would be like a crazy like a obsessive personality and now I have a different personality, but it's not. It's just more like compulsive checking and stuff and like needing to turn light switches on a bunch of times and whatever. But real OCD is having like very, very, very disturbing obsessions, usually that kind of go against what you believe as a person. So think of kind of the worst things you can think of and then fill in the blanks from there, I guess. And then compulsions that go along to deal with them. And they could be physical compulsions like hair pulling or face picking, or they could be mental compulsions, you know, like ruminating, trying to fact check your memory. It could be, you know, things that are a combination of both, like trying to obsessively research or look on your phone. And so when I found out that I had that and I started reading more about it, I was like, oh my God, thank God. I thought I was a horrible, horrible person. Because I was like, what kind of person has these thoughts all day, every day, all the time? And they were all consuming and they were all I could think about. And then I just kept convincing myself that I was a worse and worse person and making up more and more things that I could have done and this person that I could have been. And yeah, it was really nice to get diagnosed actually, because I was like able to do some research and learn more about this thing I had no idea about that I really never thought I had, because I was like, I'm a messy bitch. I don't have OCD. I don't give a fuck about my pens being straight. I do care if my oven's off, but I don't know. Anyway, so it can be helpful. But then there's also a lot of people now who are just like, yeah, I just got my next diagnosis. And it's like, oh my God. We all have shit. There can't be this many people. Like, all of this is a product of something. Something's gone wrong. I saw this Reddit thread once from this like incel man who was talking about the way people are now. And it was really funny and weird. I have no idea why I was reading this. Probably going down some weird rabbit hole. And this man on Reddit and I know it was a man, but he just wrote, he was like, you can tell there's a problem with today's society because all the boys are autistic and all the girls have ADHD. And I was like, what? And then he was talking about, he went into this like super elaborate dissection of how like every boy under the age of like 35 has autism and how every girl has ADHD and how, yeah, it's like these autistic, he's like, everyone's autistic. Everyone has ADHD. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are talking about it. But I mean, I guess it's like the spectrum thing, but autism used to really like mean something back in the day. Now people are throwing it around left, right, and center. And maybe they have autism. I don't know. I'm not a mental health expert. I don't know enough about it to be like, yeah, that's on the spectrum of autism or not. But I don't know. But also, who cares? If you have a mental health issue, no one cares about it except for you. And maybe other people who have it. And maybe I'm just in a bad mood and so I'm being cynical about it. I don't know. It's so tricky to talk about because then everyone makes you feel like such a piece of shit if you ever say like nobody cares about your mental health issues. But the truth is actually nobody cares. The truth is no one cares. No one actually cares. No one cares. No one cares. People can say they care. People care for 5 minutes. People care when you're like not having a good day. Your friends care. People who love you care. That's nice. That's nice. But everyone's too busy caring about their own mental health problem to really like care. And also mental health issues means that sometimes you're not a very nice person or you're not very fun to be around. I remember when I had like really, really bad OCD, I was like the worst person to be around because all I could do was see these like horrible images and thoughts all the time. And my brain was so noisy that I couldn't like carry a conversation. It was actually pretty pathetic. I remember my friend came to hang out with me and I just tried to pretend like I was okay. And I just sat on the couch and like stared at the wall. I was like, yeah, like I couldn't even like fake being a person. That's the one side of it. The other side of it is that you have like a freaking freak out all the time and people don't want to be around people who freak out or stare at walls, which makes sense kind of. Cause like, if you think about it in your most like right mind, you probably don't want to spend your social energy going to hang out with someone who like cannot hold a conversation with you, nor do you want to go spend time with someone who's going to just get mad at you all the time because they're having a really hard time. So then it kind of makes you have to go in on yourself and like isolate a little bit, which sucks because sometimes you don't need isolation. You just need like people around you. I actually think that's why we should have more sleepovers and movie dates. That's what I'm proposing because I think that it's difficult when you expect social situations for some people to be like talking and catching up about your life. Like it's a really easy way for people to get freaking upset about what's going on or not going on in their life or how they feel. Or if you always go do something with someone or you have dinner plans, like there's a lot of hangouts that are centered around conversation. And if you're not in a very good mental place and you either feel like really angry and agitated or super sad or super like in your own head, you probably do need to be around people at some point, but you don't want to bother anybody because you know that you're going to be a terrible fucking hang. There's so much pressure to be a good hang all the time. Just, yeah, they're the fucking best hang. They're just always so much fun. No, we should have more people get out together and watch a movie and just make like a ton of snacks. And we should have more sleepovers. We should play games. Play games is good. Takes your mind off things. You ever tried to get yourself super, super lost in thought while you have to play friggin' Crazy Eights? You can't. It's your turn. It's coming. You have to do something about it.
Your turn's always coming.
Your turn's always coming. You have to play. I mean, you can do it. I've done it. I've gotten lost in my head while playing a game, but I'm just saying, It's nice. It's nicer than, how are you? How's your day? Did you have a good day? No, I had a fucking shit day. My whole life feels like shit. I pulled at my face until I bruised myself. I have a good day. And it's not that person's fault. I don't want to be mad at that sweet person who just wants to know how my day is, who's just starting conversation, because we've all been that person too. We've all walked into the room and been like, how are you? Like, I want to start a conversation. So I'm going to ask how your day was or how your life's going. I care about you. I want to know how you are. Like, I've been the other person too. It just, there's just nothing worse when you're having a terrible time and then someone's like, and you're like, I can't answer this question right now. Play me an Uno. Sit down and play sorry with me.
Uno reverse.
Play Uno reverse with me. I Uno reverse this conversation. Let's play a game. Let's build Lego together. Me and Aaron have been building Lego together. It's so much fun.
Sick.
So sick. My job is to look for pieces. I'm a fucking sick piece looker. I look for all the pieces. I find all the pieces. I say, fucking what? You need a double gray with a little rod through it. I know what it looks like. I can picture it in my mind. I will find it in this box of 1,000 pieces, and I will fucking find that piece. And we built an entire Wall-E.
Yeah, we did.
Aaron put it together. I found the pieces. Sick as hell. Great task. Great task for when you're not feeling well and you don't want to chat. You don't want to answer any questions. We just want to sit down, and I just want to look for a little 2-piece little Lego in a box of a million other Lego. And then Aaron will take it and be like, awesome, that's the piece I needed. And then he'll put it together. And I just get this little hit of dopamine every time he's like, sick. And I'm ahead of him too. I'm looking at all the instructions. I'm looking at all the pieces to come. And I'm like fucking ready. They're on the couch. I'm plotting. I'm planning how many things. I'm like, turn that page. I got you. I'm ready to go. I love when I get ahead of him as he's building. Ha! And he's like, sick, baby, thank you. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. So fun. We need more silly menial tasks to get through January. January's almost over. January's over in 2 days.
One day.
One more day. One day is all it takes. No more January. Can't wait.
Show them Wall-E.
Oh yeah, we have a Wall-E for anyone who's. This is motivation to watch on YouTube, even though most of the time it's just my knees. But for all you knee fetishers, fucking log on to the YouTube, because there's some fucking hot knees. Actually, I have really ugly knees. I do. My knees look like there's a baby face in them. You know those types of knees?
Oh, like the
Mary? Yeah. Whoa. Okay, check it, guys. Wall-E. Doesn't he look sick? He's fully done. He's so cute. We love Wall-E in this household. We're a big Wall-E household. Wall-E.
Open his...
Wall-E.
You do a good Eve.
Wall-E. Woo! His head turns around. Okay, I can't hold him forever because I'm gonna.
We probably broke copyright by putting him in there.
Wait, did we? Oh no! But wait, why? He's Lego. We built him.
Yeah, but Disney owns him.
So Disney can kiss my ass. Yeah. Wall-E.
Wall-E is all it takes.
Yeah. Wall-E's a trash robot. He's very task oriented. I love a task man.
He was never sad. Wall-E had no bad days.
Okay, way to make me feel like shit.
He just focused at the task at hand.
So true. Maybe I could learn something from Wall-E. Maybe we could all learn something from Wall-E.
Everything comes back to Wall-E.
We really love Wall-E. We relate it to so many things. If you love something enough, you can relate everything in your life to it. Just like if you have a car that you love, you will see that car everywhere. Or even if you have a car you hate, you'll see it everywhere. If you have a cartoon you love, you can relate it to everything. It's just such a great movie, though.
That's a great analogy.
What?
That car analogy?
Yeah.
Because you can really use it for anything. If you're looking for bad things, you can find bad things. If you're looking for good, fun things in your life, you can find them. If you just...
But that is a bit of a trap.
Set your mind to it.
Yeah, no. I mean, and I agree with you, because I do think when you start looking for things to be right, things end up going right a lot of the time. And if you start looking for things to be wrong, they end up going wrong. So I very much agree with what you're saying. But I also think there's like a little bit of a trap in that, because in today's world, everyone's very big into manifesting. If you think good things and you feel good things are going to come to you. The problem is life is not like that. It's just not like that. Like, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have shit times. Wally almost got crushed. He thought he lost Eve forever. He had a terrible time when she shut down. So yeah, he had some bad days. I just feel like...
But before Eve, 500 years, he just did trash.
Yeah, but he had no meaning.
Yeah, but the second... He had meaning. He found meaning, and he found little joys.
He found little joys, but he found...
He always wanted more. He wanted love. He found little romantic movies, and then he watched them, and he knew that love was out there because he saw other people being in love. And then as soon as he saw one other person, he was like, fuck my old directive.
No, I know that. But as soon as he met her, he had a lot of highs and lows. He literally almost died. He had some terrible days, but that was also the most joy he ever found. The most purpose. My point is, I just feel like we can get a little bit trapped into this idea that like you always have to be looking for the good and finding the good, because you're gonna have a bad time sometimes. And if someone's just like, no, you should have been looking for the good. Where's the good? Find the good. Like, you're gonna be like, shut up. Sometimes you have to allow yourself to go through the bad too, I think, and just be okay with it. But I think it's like it can be a little bit of a trap. If you just keep finding reasons to be upset, you'll find reasons to be upset. But at the same time, I don't think you have to punish yourself if you just are upset, because things will make you upset, and that's okay. Like, I think we all would be insufferable people if we were constantly happy all the time and looking for the good. As much as I want to do that, it's just not realistic. Like, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to happen, and you're going to be like, well, you're going to be angry. You're going to feel weird. You're going to feel sad. You're going to have a mental health issue, where you can't see because the inside of your brain is full of thoughts. When I'm in really bad OCD space, like when I'm in really bad OCD land and like nothing makes sense anymore and everything is just the thoughts, you could not tell me to go outside and look for the good and look for the bad. Like that doesn't make sense anymore. That only makes sense in like a good, rational person's brain. There's just certain things where it's like you're playing with different rules depending on the person that you're talking to, because the person changes all the time based on mental. It's like when someone is like one of those rage people who like gets really, really, really mad, the type. When they're in like a fit of rage, you can't be like, you're really focusing on the negative. I just really need you to think. You're creating more negative when you're focusing on the negative. Like, you always kind of need to do things when people are settled. My mom actually gave me that advice that I really, really liked. And it was always kind of like, you can come back to something, but saying something in the moment is not always the best call. Like, her example was, like if someone made food and you don't like it and they spent a lot of time on it and they really want you to like it, saying that you hate it in the moment is maybe not great. But the next time they go to make that dish, if you're like, yeah, that one wasn't necessarily my favorite, it's a little nicer. The only problem with that, though, is sometimes people feel you're being dishonest with them. But I think her point was, if someone's really excited about something, you don't need to bring them down, even if it's honest. Honesty without tact is cruelty. But like, you just got to find your place with all of it. And I think that's part of trying to know other people and be aware of other people. And, if someone's in the middle of like a rage fit, it's not the time to tell them to calm down. If somebody's dealing with something really hard, it's not the time. That's when the slumber party comes into effect, or the random menial task. Like, sometimes to calm someone down, the best thing to do is be like, do you want to do this very simple thing? Do you want to sit and watch this movie? Do you want to bake cookies? Like, do you want to do some, like, getting people to do something? And this is true. This is proven on a study I was reading about just human brains and people who suffer with any type of mental health issue, that doing a task or just having to do something that forces your brain to think about something else is some of the best ways to get you out of stuff. My mom used to, when I was in like the real middle of, when I was going through my breakup with my ex of 8 years, and I was living at home and I had no job and it was COVID and it was like all just terrible. And then I got really, really, really bad into the throes of OCD. I was like, I don't even care about my breakup. My OCD was so bad. Couldn't like see in front of my face. my mom would, and I couldn't like get out of bed. I could barely get off the couch. Like it was a miracle if I made it from the bed to the couch in a day. My mom would be like, go for a walk. And there was a while where I couldn't. Like I really could not figure out how to just get my legs moving. But then there was a period of time where I would she would almost drag me, and it would be not long, but I would go for a walk. And I hated that I felt bitter, but I did feel better. I think sometimes holding on to all of the ways that we feel a little bit too much means that we glorify them too, and we think they're bigger than they are. Like, you know, my thoughts were so grandiose and they were so bad and they were so terrible, that there was almost kind of like a spotlight on them in a weird way that made them like larger than life. And so it was kind of like nobody, very emo, nobody could ever understand me. They're so dark and they're so bad that no one could ever understand. Except not in like a fun, cute, glamorous way, but in a way where I was like, I deserve to die. But still, they were so big that it was kind of like, you don't get it. You don't have your period yet. You don't get it. It's horrible. No. But it wasn't something I wanted. That's the difference, I guess. But yeah, you just feel like no one could ever understand you. And like, how could a walk possibly help anything when things are this horrible? But it's all just, your brain is off. So doing something else is quite helpful, is useful. So I think we should do more of that. I don't know how I got myself back there, but yeah, that's what I think.
I think I do too much of that.
Yeah, well, what you do. And that's the opposite. That's the opposite problem.
I'm avoiding my feelings by finding any and every task.
Yes. Yeah, you have the opposite problem, which I do think is I mean, it makes you more productive. Kind of sometimes. But sometimes you spin yourself out and you're not doing anything productive. And I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm mopping the floor. And the floor is like in 3 inches of water and it's 2 a.m. I'm like, are we going to dry the floor? And it's like, no, we live at sea now. I'm like, okay, fuck, get on the couch. We're floating away. But yeah, I mean, doing too many tasks is also a great way to avoid the things that you want to feel, because it's important to feel them. It's just important, I think, not to wallow in the feeling. And for me, OCD anyway is very much a wallowing disorder. It becomes very hard to do anything else because the thoughts are so powerful and so consuming. But with you and your anxiety, it tends to manifest in like, as long as I keep busy, as long as I keep moving, I'm safe. And if I stop, that's when it's all going to come crashing down. Is that accurate?
100%. I've been doing anything and everything that I can think of to avoid sitting with myself. And the second I sit with myself, it feels like a wallow pity party.
Does it?
Yeah. And it's good.
Yeah.
I have to actively being like, I'm not going to try to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do like a walk with no meaning, and then or go to the pool with no phone and just sit in my feelings. And it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah. What's it feel like?
I don't know. It's just like no one lives in your brain. And I think that's why everyone's mental health feels like
totally
the biggest, because they're going through it every day and there's a spotlight on everyone's brain.
Yeah. You're the star of your own problem.
And no one can ever understand what you're going through, but they might sympathize. Like, oh, I felt like that before.
Well, that's why the diagnosis part is sometimes a nice thing, because you do get to be like, oh, there's other people. Like for me, I started reading stories about other people who didn't have the exact same experience to mine, but had similar experiences to mine. And it was helpful to be like, oh, other people have gone through these thought patterns, because we're different, but we're not that different. You know, there is, you know, our brains are unique, but they're also not. You know, there's so many ways in which the way that we feel is the way that other people feel. It just looks and manifests differently because everyone has a different life and a different set of experiences. But I've always said, if you grew up with someone's brain and their set of experiences, you would probably do the exact same thing they are doing right now at any given moment. And that goes for everyone. Because really, all you have is your brain, however it genetically came to fruition, and then all of the experiences that lead you to where you are. And it's not really an argument of free will. It's just kind of pattern building. Like your brain learns things from its experiences and also carries things genetically. And those two things inform your behavior and your actions and where you get to. So I think it's good so that you can have, like you said, like empathy for other people or also relate to other people. But yeah, in your case specifically, I have been saying to you recently, like you need to just go home and relax. Like you have a day off, you need to go have a walk. Like if I'm working and you're off, I'm like, you need to go home and you need to relax. You need to go for a walk. I don't care what you do. Just, it doesn't need to be a walk. It doesn't need to be specifically sitting on the couch. It just needs to not be something that you think serves a purpose. And it's hard for me to hear that it's hard for you. I mean, not that it matters how I feel about
Today
it. But
was
just,
nice.
Yeah, today was nice.
I played hooky. Well, I had an appointment, and then I didn't go to work after because it was like in the middle of the day, and I had a large chunk of the day to myself when I would otherwise be busy at work, and I didn't do all that much. I like looked up some recipes and made some food and
Nice.
watched a masterclass and just didn't really put a lot of pressure. And it's like I'm getting better at just being. Just being is
okay too.
I think it's really important.
I agree. Because I think when you constantly do tasks, in your case, I don't know if other people have felt like this, but I feel like you were maybe raised or brought up, or you taught yourself that you were only worthwhile if you were completing something, if you were doing something and completing something. And so you feel the need to be useful all the time. And you say it, it's in your language too. Like you listen to how people talk about the things that they like and appreciate and even like about themselves, or things that they value. And you'll really hear both their strengths and maybe areas that cause them struggle, because you're always talking about being efficient. You're always talking about completing tasks, and you're always talking about getting things done. And you love those things. You love efficiency, getting things done, completing things. All of it's centered around finding a goal or a thing that you have to do and getting it done. All of it is centered around doing the most that you can with the time that you have. There are so many times where I'm at work and I ask you, what did you do today? And you almost defensively are like, I cleaned the house and I did this and I did this, as if I'm asking you, what did you do today, you lazy, horrible person, you piece of shit, you fucking useless log. What did you do today? Oh, what'd you do? Would you sit on your ass? Like, it's almost like that's what you think I'm saying to you when I ask how your day was. It's like, how was your day? And then you hear, how was your day sitting at home being a useless pile of fucking dirt? And that's never what I'm saying to you. I just want to know how your day is. And so it's like you need to give me a rap sheet of everything that you've accomplished. But mostly I want to know how you're feeling. What did you do? And what did you do? That's why I try to tell you that I'm happier when you tell me what you did, and it's a walk or relaxing or, building Lego or watching something, like just doing something for yourself. Cause I think you said it beautifully, it's not just about doing, it's about being, but it can be scary to do that when you're taught that means you're not being useful. And if you're not useful, what are you? Some people were given a great sense of self-importance when they were younger, I think, and told that they matter and who they are matters. And sometimes those people have a really strong sense of self-worth, but they're also maybe not the best at getting things done. And then some people were taught that you are your most valuable when you are doing things for others or completing things or getting things done. And so that's when you feel most yourself or most uplifted. But it's also a really easy way to avoid thinking about yourself at all, because you're just completing things. Mm-hmm. Do you feel sad when you sit with yourself at all? Do you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah, recently, because I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah. I feel like you're reflecting on things a lot more. Mm-hmm. But it's good to reflect. Because we can all get caught up too. What?
Reflective year.
Yeah, I think you can. It's so easy to get caught up in like, I'm just going to work. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, and never take a moment to think of like, is this actually what I like, what I want to do? You know, it's important to think about those things and spend some time just being with yourself because it gives you insights. You know,
that's always what I'm thinking about.
Work?
No, trying to find the thing that brings you meaning, joy. Meaning while completing tasks, like something that's like truly all encompassing. I think that's what everyone's looking for.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to find.
For some people, it's hard to find. For some people, it's easy to find. And for some people, they might not find it at all. And I also don't think that's horrible. Like, there can be meaning in smaller things than just big, grandiose life plans, dreams, jobs, families. Mm-hmm. Those are the easy ones to kind of look at. Oh, my dream is to have a family or to own a house or to make this much money or to do this professionally or pursue this career or whatever. Like those are, they're big enough that it's easy for us to be like, I'm going to search for my meaning in that area of life, family, career, whatever. But there are a lot of people who find so much meaning in very small day-to-day things. They're usually a little more hippie and a little bit more annoying on social media. You know, they're usually the people who are on there just being like, I saw a leaf today and it moved me. And you're kind of like, fuck off. But, you know, I am kind of envious of those people because there are some people where I'm like, okay, you're faking it because you're going through something and you need to, I don't know, feel connected to this leaf. But there's some people who I genuinely am like, okay, I actually think this person, as maybe far removed from what I can understand as they are, is very happy just playing in this sandbox and making a peanut butter cookie, and they feel like that's the most important thing they can be doing with their life. And that's nice. That's not embarrassing and stupid and dumb. It's nice. It actually just sounds nice. But for some of us, I feel like there's like a hunger or like another meaning that we feel is there, and it can be all consuming wanting to find that. But I think my point is, it doesn't have to be that, you know, your dream is to be a successful film producer, or your dream is to see leaves on the road. Like, I think there's an in between there. But I think it can be multiple things, I guess, is my point. You know, it can be small day-to-day things that give you a lot of meaning, or it can be bigger things that you search for that give you purpose, but it doesn't have to be one thing. It doesn't have to be like, I get this and then I'm good. I think actually when you do that, you end up really unhappy. If you pick one thing and you're like, that's my thing, and when I get it, I'm just going to be so fulfilled, and you convince yourself of that, when you actually get the thing, I don't think it works out that way. My ex really wanted a job. It was his dream job forever. And when he got it, he was really depressed because he got the dream. So then now what? And the truth is that the dream came with a lot of realities. Like, the reality of the job wasn't as glamorous as what he had thought of in his head. There was a lot of realities that came along with it that weren't so great. So I don't know. I think you have to constantly be curious and experimental. And you also, just have to let yourself hang out and be with yourself and walk around and think about things and develop your own insights and perspectives and opinions. And the more that you do that, the more you might get closer to things that you want and that you love, because that's where your brain is leading you. And it's a brain that's thought about stuff. Sometimes my brain doesn't think about anything. I have like a white noise machine going on at almost all times, and it's usually like random jingles or some random noises that I heard that I liked, and then they'll just kind of repeat, and then I can't think about anything else, and then there's no through line, and then I lose my train of thought, and I don't know. Noisy brain. Mm-hmm. And when you just spend some time with yourself, sometimes it becomes clearer and you start getting that inner monologue back, or I don't know, those things that make you feel better. You have to just be. But if you be too much and you feel too shit, then you end up really upset and alone all the time and wallowing.
Mm-hmm. I think you're good at being when you're being, and being busy when you're busy.
Maybe.
You're kind of like an on and off.
Yeah, I have on, I have off. Very much on off.
Very off.
My off is almost like a mute. I'm Helen Keller when I'm off.
You're not a mute.
I'm Helen Keller. Yeah, I am. Just actually, Helen Keller, I think, did a lot.
Yeah, she did a lot.
She did a ton of stuff.
Started a school.
Yeah, she started a school. Ugh, Nikki loves Helen Keller. She was trying to argue with me why Helen Keller's so cool. I'm not arguing. I'm sure she was cool. Wasn't she also a Nazi or something?
I don't think Helen Keller was.
Wasn't she something bad?
I don't think so.
Wasn't she bad? Wasn't she racist or something?
Let me look it up.
She was racist or something. I just at first I thought everyone just loved Helen Keller because she was deaf and blind, and so everyone was like, that's really fucking cool. But then I found out that it's actually she like pioneered a lot of things for the deaf and blind community. I think she flew a plane. So then I was like, okay, yeah, bitch is pretty cool. But also,
she flew a plane.
I don't know, she did some crazy shit. But also, I think she's a Nazi. So that's not cool at all. And that's why I don't like her.
I don't think she's a Nazi.
You don't think she's a Nazi? What if she's a Nazi?
American.
Could be. What if she's racist? What? You don't know.
There's a TikTok theory that
she's a Nazi.
Saying she's not even real.
Love TikTok. They'll always prove me right.
She's not real.
She's not even real. She's just a Nazi fantasy.
It's QAnon and Pizzagate proven.
You always know you can trust something from Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Pizzagate for sure.
The existence of her.
Everything's gate now. Gate. It's like we really took that and ran with it, didn't we? Pizzagate. Dressgate. No. That has no ring to it. Every time I hear it, I don't picture like Watergate. I picture like a fence. Like a gate. Like an opening, like a gate. The more I say the word gate, the more it loses all meaning. But I picture like a fence that's opening, like a gate to a front yard.
Okay, I think I got
and
some.
And then I'm picturing like a pizza on a gate. You know, and it's like Pizza Gate. Like it's so innocent versus what it actually is. Pizza Gate. This problem. What was she?
Her dad, Captain
was
Arthur
a Nazi.
Keller, was Confederate Army.
See? Confederate Army. Bad. Racist.
He was the owner of Ivy Green, a plantation located in West Alabama.
A plantation owner?
It was built decades before Helen's birth.
Everyone had to throw that in. It was built decades before Helen's birth. She had nothing to do with it. She had nothing to do with it at all.
The 13th Amendment had always relied on, black slaves.
Yeah, I know what plantations were. I'm not stupid. I mean, sometimes I'm stupid, but I know what that means. I know what Confederate Army means. I know what plantation owner means.
This is a Tumblr page, so I don't know if this is legit.
They had a lot of accurate information, it sounds like.
On Tumblr?
All I'm saying is Helen Keller isn't so great. Everyone's, Helen Keller is amazing. You don't know. You don't know what, outside of her fun little discoveries and university education or whatever she was doing. I don't even know what she's doing. Flying planes.
That's Amelia
She could have been
Earhart.
making... She could have been making... I know the difference between Amelia and Earhart. Look up Helen Keller flying a plane.
Okay.
Look it up. I'm not... You think I'm so thick sometimes. I'm not talking about Amelia Earhart. I'm not saying Helen Keller was in a plane all the time. I'm like, I think I looked it up and she had flown a plane before. And, yeah. You should look up and see if she's flown a plane. I just don't think we should always just be like, Helen Keller's so amazing. Like, you don't know what she was saying. She wasn't really saying anything.
You don't know what she was...
You don't know what she was...
Signing?
Yeah. You don't know what she was, I don't know, communicating. You don't know what thoughts were in her brain.
She did. She flew a plane for 20 minutes.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yes. I've looked this up.
C-54 Skymaster for 20 minutes during a flight from Rome to Paris.
This is not the first argument I've been...
Accompanied by her interpreter.
Okay, this is not the first argument I've been in about Helen Keller. I'll say that.
And it won't be the last.
Yeah, I don't know I'm such a hater, but I am a hater. I don't know. The vibes are off. The vibes are off.
The vibes are off.
I'll say it.
It's post-war. Oh, no, it's mid-war. 1946, from Rome to Paris.
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna deny the woman her accomplishments.
In the Axis.
Okay, honey.
Maybe she was a Nazi.
Maybe she... See?
Yeah, she was in Axis-occupied Europe at the time.
Yeah. Conveniently.
What's her alibi?
Flying over there. Oh, all of a sudden I can fly a plane. Bullshit. How you flying a plane? How you deaf and blind and flying a plane? Name someone else who's deaf and blind and flying a plane now.
Yeah, can see and hear, and I can't fly a plane.
Yeah. You wish you could fly a plane?
I really wish.
I wish I could fly a plane. I can't fly a plane.
You'd want to fly a plane?
No.
Yeah.
I would not want to be responsible for the lives of anyone else, including my own.
Yeah.
Way too much responsibility. No. I hate having responsibility. Oh my God. Really? Oh my God. God, it's awful. At my job, being responsible for clients and their health and safety and their faces. Jesus Christ, it's terrible. It's awful. All I do is lose sleep worrying that I fucking hurt someone all the time. All I do. Oh, I'm drinking out of a glass that has toothpaste in it because we keep spitting our toothpaste in our glasses. Don't tell people that. That's our whole life, is that we want to brush our teeth on the couch, so we spit in glasses.
We're on off days.
We do it on on days too.
Don't tell me.
We do it on any day. It's true. You want to be ashamed of our lifestyle? This is our lifestyle. We pee on the balcony. We fucking toothpaste spit in a cup.
Toothpaste spit in a cup.
We toothpaste spit in a cup. Yeah, I hate being responsible for people. God, it's so scary. It's so scary. It's so scary. Because even if someone was like, something happened to someone and they were like, it's not a big deal, or like, it's my fault, or like they did something wrong, I'm still going to be like, nope, it's me. It's my fault. I did it. I'm bad.
Evil.
Yeah.
You're not.
I know. I just miss the time where I was not responsible for no one. I miss the time where someone was responsible for me. Sometimes I just want to be 12.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to be 12 because I was quite ugly.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean ugly physically, like as a person.
Well, yeah.
Because like I listen to myself talk and, oh God.
Your brain's barely developed.
Yeah, you can just, I don't know. Talking to a kid who's like pretty uncool, but like really wants to be cool is like a really hard watch. I have a lot of home footage from me at that age, and I'm just pretty insufferable generally.
I remember learning that lesson.
What?
It was 9 day. I used to love hanging out with my brother Carrie's friends who were 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
5 years older than me. So they were like exiting high school when I was entering it. Like,
yep.
Very cool. And I would like to try to make them laugh, and I could make them laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I got like a little laugh, I would be like really going for a laugh. And then they were just like, Aaron, I think they said it to each other, not even to me. They're like, Aaron's way funnier when he's not trying.
Yeah.
And then I think I was silent for the rest of the day, just contemplating.
That's a hard bomb to drop on a 14-year-old.
And I was like, got it. Never again.
Yeah. You do. It's so true. It's so true. I mean, it's like that with kind of anything you do. I think people, one of the reasons I really love people is because I think that every person, regardless of, you know, how educated they are, what their opinions are, maybe not every person, but most people can really feel what feels genuine and feel what doesn't feel genuine. And I love our ability to do that because it helps us connect to people when they're being genuine. Now, you might not, like, your genuine might be a Helen Keller sympathizer. And then I'm like, I'm not going to connect with you. You know what I mean? Because
that's too far.
Yeah, it's too far. Her dad was in the Confederate Army and he owned a plantation. That's weird. She flew a plane right over to Nazi Germany in 1946. Just saying. Sounds weird. But like, you know, your genuine self might not connect with someone else's genuine self, sure. But the more that people are able to be themselves, the better it is. And I think it's like, you can feel that when you're doing stand-up and you're on stage, like people can feel it if you're just in it and having fun and loving what you're doing. And when you're being fake or really trying to make them laugh, they can also feel that, and it feels uncomfortable. And so people retreat, and it's such a natural thing to either laugh or to not feel the impulse to laugh, that it's such a kind of unique experience where, you know, people are either on board with you and they get it and they feel you and they feel it. Because you're being genuine, or they don't because you're not. And it's the same thing with wanting to be funny or wanting to be interesting. Like I look back on some things that I was doing and saying when I was a teenager in any of those videos, and I really wanted people to like me. You know, I just really wanted to be liked, and I wasn't, you know, I didn't have like a ton of friends in school at the time, and you know, I hoped that I could get there, but it was trying. It was all just trying, as opposed to getting rid of the trying part and then just
being.
Just being. I was trying to do too much instead of just actually be and see what happens. I felt like that a couple times doing this podcast. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, oh shit, the camera's on and the lights are on. Like I've got to do something that's interesting to hopefully make this go well and to hopefully eventually make this be a thing and then eventually have guests and eventually get good and eventually all these things. And it takes away from it. I think it does. It takes away from the person that you are and the things that you have to offer. Thinking about trying to impress everyone, please everyone, say the right thing. Fuck it. I hate Helen Keller. Say the wrong thing. No, I don't know. It's just and then the other interesting thing, actually, this is kind of like a weird offshoot of human behavior that I think is so fun, is when two really non-genuine people meet up and convince each other that they're being genuine. It's so funny. You can see it the most with like really bad theater actors or terrible improvers, you know, where they're just so like, that you've just lived so much of your life hoping that people will like you and pick you for a part. It's like a pick me lifestyle. Like you're just hoping to God that somebody wants you and that somebody thinks you're talented. And when that hasn't happened for a long enough time, you don't, and you're not getting introspective as to why that is, or maybe thinking about changing things or like being more yourself or whatever. You keep layering on these like layers of icing, but it's just like schmutz. And then you get these people who sometimes come together and they're like, hi. It's like very gross. But I love it because they find other people like that and then they have a really good time. And it's kind of cute. You know? It's like not genuine at all, but then it kind of becomes genuine because they've like made who they are. You know?
I know what you're talking about.
And then I think it's kind of sweet. Like when people get so like schmarmy and weird and kind of off in their own subsection, and then they meet other people like that, but they're both so excited to be like that, like they like the person that they've created, and then it just kind of actually becomes who they are, and then that becomes their genuine, and it connects with someone else's genuine because the other person goes, I also built my personality around like that. It's not just actors. And it's also not just bad actors either. Like there's some really great actors, and you know, I'm sure there's great actors, great improvers, great comedians who have that, who've kind of shticked themselves into a new personality. And it's not just entertainers. I'm sure there's lots of people who've done this in real life too. Like they just like being that guy who's gonna show up and, you know, and then they build it into a place where it actually starts to kind of come off as genuine because it's who they are.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, kind of. I respect it. I think it's kind of fun.
You can always reinvent yourself.
Yeah, totally. And it's actually very easy to do if you just move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because people don't know you, so people are naturally, if they meet you, they're going to be like, hi, and start a conversation. And then what you choose to tell them about yourself is completely your choice. And if you want to frame yourself as a certain person or in a certain way, then you can. I also find it very hard because if you don't, like when I moved to Vancouver, I had no intention of being anyone else besides who I was. But when you first meet people, sometimes people don't know you and they actually assume things about you that are not who you are. And that can be hard too, because for me, I had a lot of friends in Ontario who'd known me for a very long time. So I never felt like I had to prove who I was. I never felt like I was trying to show people who I was. It was just, you know, it was what it was. And then I moved to Vancouver and I was meeting these people. And at first it's really fun. And, exciting. And then sometimes like a miscommunication happens, or someone thinks something of you that you're like, wait, that's not me. That's not true. And you try to clarify, and I don't know. And it all comes out in the wash. Like any issue like that I had when I first moved to Vancouver, because you are who you are, and that longevity of who you are will ultimately kind of show up and shine through. It ended up all working out for the best. And if anyone did misunderstand me, they, were like, I'm sorry, I know you now and whatever. But you have to be careful, I don't know. There's so many different ways that it can go. And if you want to reinvent yourself, I think you can, but it has to come from a place of, I don't know, seeing why you want to, and following something that feels right for you, I guess, or feels like more connected to the path or the person that you want to be. Mm-hmm. But I love watching really over the top, like kind of fake sounding people get really so deep into it that it just becomes who they are. I think it's kind of cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have an example?
There's some famous people who I could probably, honestly, like the cast of Wicked very much gives off that vibe.
Right.
But they made something beautiful. Wicked is a great movie, regardless of who you are.
They really had to smush people into those spots, eh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But regardless of who you are and what you think about musicals, Wicked is an objectively beautiful film. It's done really well. The acting is really great. But it's almost like they are those characters. It's like they became those characters. Mm. Something happened. Actually, me and another comic were talking about this, and we're kind of like, I think there's going to be like an expose documentary tell all about what it was like to be on the movie set of Wicked in a few years. Because the culture they've created around it is insane. Mm-hmm. Like for Ariana Grande to have gone from like, I mean, I feel like she was very cool. Like she was, I don't know, she was cute and cool. She was just very like, I'm just like small and like I have the most beautiful voice in the world. Like it's not even a big deal. I'm like the most famous, hottest child. I'm like the hottest child you've ever seen.
I'm a child actor who's 35.
I'm actually the sexiest child you've ever seen. That's why so many men follow me. Actually, billions almost.
Really?
No, it's not billions. It's millions. But I don't know. It's hundreds of millions. It's a lot. Yeah. I'm the tiniest, cutest, little, most fuckable pop star you've ever seen. And she kind of had it all going for her. Like she went through the breakup eras, and she went through all these different eras of like, it's kind of cool, because she started as like Disney Channel, and then got some lip and cheek filler and got insanely thin and coined the ponytail and kept the powerhouse voice and launched herself into like pretty insane superstardom. She did the sexy thing. She did the cute thing. She got away with honestly being really raunchy in certain situations because she's like petite and, she was easy to feel overly sexualized and also innocent at the same time because she was an adult. Like she was famous throughout most of her 20s. And so she could be this pop icon and this sex symbol. It's kind of gross a little bit because she looks like a kid, but hey, that's what men have always wanted. I'm not saying every man, but fuck, you look at the track record and being tiny and pretty, being petite, it is always resulted in massive amounts of followers, sexual attention from men. Just, yeah, that's just what they love. But the cool thing is that she wasn't just like a sexualized toddler. She was also a full-grown woman capable of writing her own songs. I think she writes her own songs. I don't know. And has this crazy voice, this like powerhouse of a voice with a whistle tone and crazy good range. So she has all these like cool things that make her, an icon. And so it's cool because there's like the gross men who are like, I don't know, gawking over her. But at the same time, she can't help that she's a tiny woman and whatever. So she uses all of that to her advantage, which I think is so smart. If I was the world's petitest woman ever and everyone also wanted to fuck me, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm a star, bitch. Get on board. But then she also is like quite good at impressions. Like she would go on SNL and she would do lots of like singing and vocal impressions. So she proved that she had some comedic abilities as well. And when she wanted to hone that, she would. When she wanted to, like, she's been a million different people. People have also made fun of her, and that's fair because she's also done things like way over tan, kind of cosplay as black and. Oh yeah, and there was that incident where she like licked it. I know so much about Ariana Grande and had no idea until right now.
Gay man.
Yeah, I am a gay man.
The gay men love her. They
do, but that's the thing. The gay men also love her because she's cute. She can sing like fucking crazy. She's like the next thing to Mariah. So you gotta admire the talent. She's an icon. She's an icon for more reasons than one. She's impossible to put into one box. But anyway, arguably a very cool person. She had a huge songbook, like her entire catalog of music and covers, like magazine covers and I don't know, chart toppers and awards. Like she just has this insane career and all of these accolades behind her, right? Kind of everything going for her. And then at the root of it, there's this little girl who, when she was first starting out, before she was even on Disney, was on Broadway and really wanted to be on Broadway and would say in interview that she wanted to, I think she said she wanted to play Elphaba, but she like really wanted to be in musicals. And when Wicked was getting made on this grandiose scale, it was all she wanted. I saw her in an interview being like, you know, like I actually can't. There's no option for me not to get this because I want this so bad. Wow. She wanted to be in it so bad. This was not just a part for her. This was like everything she wanted to do. And I feel like she was finally amongst all these nerdy little theater kids who had spent all their time cultivating their personalities around being a theater kid. And I think she actually just really felt at home in that weird place. And it doesn't always register as the most genuine, but honestly, I think it's genuine for the time and for them. And maybe there'll be years from now where that's not true for all of them and they don't all act like that. But I love that they just let themselves get lost in this weird little fairy tale land. I mean, it comes with consequences. Like her current partner, Ethan Slater, cheated on his like pregnant wife or wife of or she had just had a baby, not pregnant. I think she just had a baby, and then he left her for Ariana Grande on the set of Wicked. So really? I don't think it's I'm not saying it's all like amazing and cute and sweet. Like I think there's real fucking shit that's come out of this too. But the fact that you can be Ariana Grande and want to reinvent yourself as a blonde, no eyebrows, nerdy theater kid and do it really kind of neatly and authentically, I think is kind of cool. You know?
I do too.
Yeah. I feel a little bit better. I was really in a shit mood when we started. I was really in a bad mood. Yeah.
We hope you feel better.
Yeah, we hope you feel better. It's not just all about me. Oh, it's really hard not to make it all about you sometimes when you're feeling like shit. That's what I hate. Sometimes being really mentally unwell makes you so self-involved.
Next time you're feeling like that, send us an email.
Wow, I love it. Aaron's never not working. He's ready to go.
Please send us an email and then we'll make you feel better.
Every episode ends with us just begging people to email us. We're like people's grandparents. We're like, send me an email, please.
One day.
I would love it if you would send me an email.
Oh, I gotta talk to my grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta message her for sure.
We gotta sign off, but she was accused of blackfishing, and I don't know what that is.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Ariana
Grande.
Yeah.
What's blackfishing?
Oh my God, we don't have time to get into this if you don't know what this is.
Okay, never mind.
Seriously?
The next episode.
Okay, you're gonna look it up. You're gonna do the work and you're gonna look it up.
Do the work.
Do the work and we're gonna look it up, and you'll be fine. Yeah. Next episode, Ariana Grande Part 2. Oh my God. Wild. Okay. Thank you for listening to whatever this was. I appreciate all of you. yeah, if you have any questions or you just want to make any comments or you want to, I don't know, yell at us, you can. Email askthepodcass@gmail.com. We would appreciate any questions to discuss because it would probably keep me a little bit more on track. But if not, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening, honeys, and have a good one. So many necks. Yes. Helen Keller.